welcome to another Tech Tuesday. I'm Jeff Carell with Convergent Technologies Group. Today's topic is going to be dHCI. You might already know HCI, which is Hyperconverged Infrastructure. What Hyperconverged Infrastructure is a methodology or a product set that takes your data center stack, servers, storage, networking, virtualization, and basically shrinks it into an appliance model, for lack of a better term. What makes that special is the fact that you can add to it very easily, right? You just basically throw another appliance into the pile. It folds in to the board, and you've just expanded your storage and your CPU and your memory. The intent is to reduce management of all these disparate things that oftentimes require a skills-specific person, right? So you have, in the older architectures, or even a lot of the still current ones, you have a storage administrator, then you have a network guy, and then you have a server administrator, and the three of them, hopefully good at coordinating with each other. Oftentimes not, especially the larger the organization gets. They have to talk to each other in order to just even provision something new, right? I need more storage. Okay, well, I got to talk to this guy. Oh, I need to add another server and get storage, so I need to talk to the network guy and the storage guy and the servers guys and get all that coordinated. 3 weeks later, you finally get your server up and running. Hyperconverged really collapses that whole stack. In fact, in some of the hyperconverged solutions, it includes backups, right? Replication. Basically a built-in DR plan that now you don't have to worry about other software to mess with, or that your backup administrator, now you've got a fourth person you got to deal with just to put up a new server. So hyperconverged, very, very good solution, right? It doesn't necessarily fit. Nothing in IT ever fits everywhere, but this really is a great product set pretty much across the board. You've heard of many of these companies. SimpliVity, which HPE bought, which I'm a big fan of, if you haven't noticed by now. Nutanix is another one. There's a variety of HCI solutions out there, each with their own strengths and in some cases weaknesses. So dHCI, so what's that about? So one of the challenges with HCI is if you want to expand your cluster, or let's say you just want to expand storage, right? I've got plenty of compute, I got plenty of memory, everything's running fine, I could add servers all day long, except I'm out of space. Traditional HCI, you've got to add, that building block that has storage, compute, memory. Even if you just need storage, you're still paying for the extra compute and the extra memory. Or let's just say you only need compute and memory, you're good on storage. You still have to add storage because it's all built into a nice little node that bolts onto the top or bottom of the stack and integrates, and poof, there you go. A lot of customers of HCI recognize this as almost wasted money, right? Why do I have to pay for compute and memory when all I need to do is increase my storage capacity? Now, you could always attach to external storage like a SAN, but all of these HCI solutions have some pretty incredible magic under the hood that manages storage within the HCI cluster in a very efficient and compact way, right? They do a lot to preserve space. You start attaching to an external SAN, well then why are you even bothering with HCI? Because now you're back to talking to the storage guy and the network guy to get over the storage and right? You kind of break the model. So HPE came out with dHCI, or disaggregated hyperconverged infrastructure. It's another one of those that's a big mouthful, kind of like that Aruba thing we talked about last week. Disaggregated HCI almost sounds like it goes back to the old way of doing things. You got the compute as separate things, right? And then you've got storage, and then you've got a network in between the two that gets you to the storage, and then, of course, off out into the wild blue yonder so people can get to the data they need on those things. But what HP's done with not just the storage and the compute and the switches, what they've done is they've built software that integrates these individual components. So, for example, a nimble SAN, DLs, however many you need, in a stack, and a variety of switch choices. And when you go to add something, if you need to add some storage, well, Nimble's really easy. Zero downtime. You just add another shelf, or you need to add another pile of compute. You can do that without having to add storage, right? The only storage I think you even need is the couple of boot disks that basically boot up VMware or Hyper-V, and then go seek out all their little Borg friends so they can get folded in and poof. And then the switches, same thing. You plug in the software, recognizes this is an HCI solution. It's only available on this dHCI thing. Configures the switches. Takes you down there, says, okay, well, this is my storage network, and this is how I get out to the rest of the world. And now, here, poof, here's your VMware. Take it it integrates it into your vCenter. Start provisioning. This is kind of the best of both worlds as far as flexibility goes. The ability to expand, compute on its own, storage on its own, without having to, as some people consider it, overpay. And you can't just build this yourself, right? Because, at the office, we have a Nimble, we have a whole bunch of DLs. You cannot take, for example, an existing Nimble yet. Now I'm going to say yet because they keep promising this is coming. An existing Nimble, let's say even if you were willing to blank it out and start over, there's a special software load. And not just like an add-on software, like the whole thing, that goes onto the Nimbles designated for dHCI. You can take certain existing DLs, as long as they meet pilot requirements, and incorporate those in. So what they call the brownfield versus the greenfield installation, right? Greenfield is everything's brand new, sparkly, shiny. The brownfield is I'm going to take some of my components and I'm going to use them for this solution. So if you have certain generations of DLs with the right compute and the right amount of memory, you can actually use those. So that's another cost savings. If you've already got the components, why do I have to buy more of the same thing that I already have just because it's a fancy hyperconverged? So that's possible. Nimble, not yet. So really, disaggregated HCI gives you the greatest amount of flexibility, the greatest potential cost savings over time as you keep growing. And if you haven't looked at hyperconverged in any form, you really should. It really is a bit of a game changer. We'd love to talk to you about it. Give us a call, 804-353-5307, or sales@ctgva.com, or reach out to your account rep, because I know you've got one. And if not, we'll find you one. I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for watching.